You probably already know a lot about traditional hair loss treatments like minoxidil, but what if I told you that natural remedies like rosemary oil might give you similar results without the harsh chemicals? Today, we're diving into the science behind rosemary oil as an alternative to minoxidil. We'll break down some compelling research, including exact figures from studies to show you just how effective these natural solutions can be. Don't miss out on this, especially if you're looking for a less chemical-heavy approach to hair care. Hi, my name is Iman. I suffer from hair loss, and over the years, I have used natural methods to fight my hair loss. I also have a bachelor's in mathematical sciences, so I really dive into the science of hair loss and hair growth. So if that is of interest, don't forget to subscribe. Also, make sure to download my free guide to hair loss and hair growth in the link below. It is packed full of tips, research, and natural ways to fight your hair loss and grow thicker, more healthier hair. So first up, we're going to be discussing a study from 2015 led by Yunus Panahi, where 100 people with androgenetic alopecia were split into two groups. One used rosemary oil, the other used 2% minoxidil. After 6 months, both groups showed significant hair growth. Interestingly, there was no significant difference in hair count between them at the end of the study, but rosemary oil users reported fewer instances of scalp itching. And that is something I suffered from when I was using minoxidil. It was the worst itchy scalp. There's nothing worse when you're like, no, I'm not about that. So 100 people were in this group and they were using 2% minoxidil and rosemary oil twice a day. Now the rosemary oil they were using was cineol rosemary oil, which we will go into later on in this video. So make sure to watch till the end because I'll be breaking down why you should be using cineol oil. So this is daily application. So the results show that they had the same exact hair count at the end of the study and fewer scalp itching. So this is showing us that rosemary oil is just as effective as minoxidil, but without the side effects. In another detailed study from 1998, 86 patients used a blend of essential oils, including rosemary, thyme, lavender, and cedarwood, and they mixed it with carrier oils like jojoba and grapeseed oil. Now, these two groups of patients who were using the oil, one of them used the blend of essential oils in the carrier oils, and the other was only using carrier oils by themselves. So that's jojoba and grapeseed oil. This was done for 7 months and was used daily with a massage to help stimulate hair growth. And they also used a hot towel. Now, this hot towel is really interesting, which we'll also break down at the end of this video, so make sure to keep watching. So after 7 months, 44% of the treatment group showed improvement compared to 15% in the control group. Now that is a staggering difference to the control group just using only carrier oils. This is showing that essential oils can be very good at stimulating hair growth and is much more effective than things like castor oil or coconut oil, which is touted across social media. Those carrier oils are not gonna make your hair grow. So peppermint oil also shows a lot of promise. So in 2014, there was a study done by Ji Young Oh. This study was done on mice. So they treated 3% peppermint oil on mice as well as a placebo, used a control substance, and the other mice were using minoxidil. Now, the results are super compelling. Not only did peppermint oil show faster hair growth, but also a significant increase in follicle number, follicle depth, and dermal thickness. So this was when compared to those treated with minoxidil or the control substances. And the topical applications was saline, so that's just water and salt, jojoba oil, 3% minoxidil, and 3% peppermint oil. So there is a lot of different substances to compare to. And this was done over 4 weeks. The fact that the peppermint oil group showed the most significant increase in hair growth is very telling. And what's interesting is not only was there more hair, but the thickness of the hair increased, which will relate to gene expression related to hair growth. Now, I know this study was done on mice, but it is very useful to understand the effect of peppermint oil on hair, and this can be applied to humans as well. Now, in 2013, there was a study done on rosemary leaf extract. So this is just an extract from the herb plant, which is a little bit different to the oil. But what I will say is that the essential oil is a lot more potent than the extract itself. So the topical administration of rosemary extract improved hair growth in mice, experienced hair growth interruption induced by testosterone treatment. So this this extract promoted hair growth that had the areas shaved. So to investigate the androgenic activity mechanism of extract, they focused on the inhibition of testosterone 5-alpha reductase. And we know that 5-alpha reductase is an enzyme that converts testosterone into DHT, the evil DHT, which is the hormone that causes hair loss. And the inhibition of 5-alpha reductase, so that enzyme that converts testosterone to DHT, is the best way to stop hair loss. Now, the extract was able to inhibit androgen-dependent proliferation of the cells by 64.5%. So these results suggest that they inhibit the binding of DHT to androgen receptors. So rosemary extract is a promising drug for hair growth. Now, androgen receptors are receptors that are in your hair follicles, and they receive signals from specific hormones. And if DHT, which is the hormone that disrupts your hair life cycle, is binding to your hair follicles, it is then miniaturizing them. So DHT is a horrible hormone that disrupts your hair's life cycle and leads to follicles growing shorter and more frail over time. So the reason why rosemary leaf extract helps fight DHT is because the enzyme is being inhibited by this rosemary extract. And when you reduce the enzyme, this stops DHT levels in the scalp. And there's a lot more research on this. So rosemary leaf extract can prevent 5-alpha reductase activity by almost 95%, which is so groundbreaking. Now, we have all these studies. There's so much evidence to support essential oils for hair growth, but how does this work? Let's get into this right now. So essential oils like rosemary and peppermint improve blood circulation to the scalp. And I've always said blood circulation is the key to hair growth. It has anti-inflammatory properties and supports the health of the hair follicles. If you're considering using rosemary oil, make sure to use cineol. So in all the studies, the rosemary that was used was cineol versus verbone. A lot of cosmetics on the market right now use verbone, which is the less potent version of rosemary oil. So I would really do a lot of research. My Super Roots oil has cineol rosemary oil in it, but you can also buy rosemary oil on Amazon or from your drugstore, and you can start applying rosemary oil to everything. So you can include it in your shampoo, you can include it in your rinse, you can start applying it more in your hair oiling routine, but make sure to dilute it. And I would typically use a ratio of 2% rosemary oil to any carrier oil, because that is a optimum amount based on the science and the studies. So you want to leave the rosemary oil to work on your scalp. And you saw that some of the studies applied it twice a day, and they also used a hot towel. So you can buy a steamer off Amazon, or you can just wrap it in cling film and wear a hat or a bonnet on top. And this is going to increase absorption of the oil. Now, why might these oils be a better choice than minoxidil? So for starters, they are all natural and they don't cause side effects. They treat the health of your scalp and not just the symptoms of hair loss. Plus, you can find so many benefits of natural oils, which include improved hair texture, scalp health, and that's just a bonus. When I used minoxidil, my hair was drier, I had an itchy scalp, and actually my hair used to fall out more. When you're using natural remedies, you have to be consistent, you have to be patient. So whether you're using natural oils or you're just starting out, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And remember, DHT is carried by sebum. So whenever your hair gets greasy, wash your hair. It is a myth that washing your hair frequently can cause more hair loss. This is a myth, so I would really recommend washing your hair often and getting rid of any grease, any sebum, which is the vehicle in which DHT actually binds to your hair follicles. So wash your hair more often. Don't forget to download my ebook in the link in the description. It's absolutely free, and I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments what you want me to talk about next. Peace. See you later. Bye.